Hello, welcome back to this channel, and today we are going to talk about how to jot down your thoughts efficiently while walking. So I like to walk a lot, and it is a really good way to get my thoughts out, and there are some inspirations, creative thoughts, things I need to do, things I need to remind myself about while walking. So what's the best way to do that? So let's set out the problem statement. I used to do it two ways. One is to bring my phone with me, and whenever I thought of something, I take out my phone, I write it down in my notes. That's one way. The problem with that is I need to take out my phone, and that requires unlocking my phone and then getting distracted because I'm then tempted to check other things. And second, it's not always that safe to take out your phone and put it back and so on. Second, it disrupts my cognitive flow where if I'm thinking about something, I want the easiest, lowest friction way of jotting it down. The problem with the phone is that I am trying to get away from technology. So when I'm walking, I usually actually don't bring my phone. I just leave my phone in my home and go for a walk. The second way is to bring a notepad with a pen. And I have one of those back in the day. And whenever I have a thought, I take it out. The pro of that is I don't touch technology while I'm walking. But the con of that is it's kind of bulky. You know, the pen is not the safest thing. It's kind of pointy. And it also involves taking things out of the pocket, write it down, put it back. And that could disrupt my mental workflow. Now, the importance of walking is very obvious. Like this is one of my most fun activities to do, which is to go for a walk, like 30 to 40-minute walk or even 20-minute walk. And it allows me to detox my thoughts. It allows me to actually have a lot of inspirations when I come back to work. Now, to do this, you need to have the latest version of the Apple Watch. So either Apple Watch Ultra or Apple Watch Series 9, okay? And this video hopefully will age well because from that point on, this capability will come with all Apple Watches. It's just before Series 9, it doesn't have it. And the ability is now it can actually record your thoughts without you being connected to the internet because Siri is not doesn't need internet connection. Okay, so you can actually tell Siri to record anything, add it to a reminders, and that does not require you to have a phone. Okay, that's only the Series 9 or above Apple Watches. So what I do is I leave my phone at home and I take my Apple Watch, go for a walk. And I'll write down a bunch of thoughts. Now, there's no way to put those things into the Notes app. And Notes app is what I use to keep track of notes. In fact, I actually create a OneNote for every single day. So like, let's say today is July 7, 2025, Sunday. And that will be OneNote for that day. Like every day, I actually wake up and create a note. And then I ask my to-do list to it. But the Apple Watch only allows you to add it to the reminders. So I need to sync those things from the reminders onto the Notes app. When this is all achieved, the result is I can easily walk anytime I want, and I can jot down my thoughts very quickly. And then with a click of a button, I can transfer those notes onto the daily to-do list. So I am going to show you how this is done. So over here, you will see that there is a walking thoughts. I call it hard. That's funny. This is the more difficult coding experience. So I'm just literally gonna show you the screen, what I did. So I said, find in all reminders what the list is walking thoughts. Now, this is a reminders folder or reminders thing that I created. And it's sorted by creation date and oldest first. And then I basically say repeat for each item in the walking thought reminder, because when you do that, you can give the variable a name, which I did, and then get the name of the item and then add the name to this combined text. And I call this whole thing a combined text. Okay. Now we're going to combine all the lines of that text with the new lines. Okay. So that's one thing. So here's a loop, right? So this requires a little bit of a coding skill, I guess. That's why I'm showing you this my screen. Then you get the current date. Now you're gonna format the date to be this way because I like it to be July 7, 2025 - Sunday. That's the way I want it, but you can change it to whatever you want. You need to put custom there, right here. And then you're gonna go to all the notes where all the following is true. The folder is this month, but you don't have to have a folder if you don't want to. And the name contains this date. And then you're gonna not sort it. You don't have to have a limit. And then you're gonna count the number of items, all right? Then I create a text variable. If the count is 0, then I also tell it to create a note with my formatted date in this folder. I'm gonna append the text onto that note. And then I'm gonna append the combined text onto that note. Now, why do I have to do this text? This text is the empty text. And then I'm gonna add the combined text onto the note. Otherwise, meaning I have already created this note for today, then I'm just gonna grab the first item from the note, because when I do the above function, this find all notes, it's a list. So if take the first note and then append the combined text onto the item of that list. Okay, and then NF. And then I'm gonna remove all the items from the reminder. I call this reminder walking thought reminder. All right, I know this is super complicated and that took me about like 2 hours to do. so that once you do that, then I can go here and then literally I can also, with all of those things, you can actually press this thing and then you actually could add to the home screen and you can give it some kind of icon. This is the icon I have. So I'm gonna literally click on this, okay? And this is, I have 5 reminders, all right? Now I'm gonna delete all of them. So because now I have been transferred to my Notes app, I can delete those reminders, all right? Then if I go into my Notes app, you can see that these are all my notes. Then what I have to do also is usually I have to select these and then I do this. So that way it becomes a checklist, okay? Then if I finish them, like let's say this last one, show how to add people to the texting plan. So our startup has a CRM and it's a CRM for commercial real estate. And we just added texting, the ability to text from landlords to tenants or from GPs to LPs. So we have a texting feature, but not all of the salespeople and not everyone on the team has access to texting. So I had this brilliant idea of adding people to a company that already has the texting plan so that everyone now can demo the texting. So that's an example of a very creative idea that I came up while walking. It's just like adds so much friction if I have to take out my phone to write it down or take out my notepad and write it down and then go on with my business. And whenever I do that, by the way, if I have my phone and so on, it kind of distracts the flow. And so I'm less likely to have good thoughts. So doing it this way, I can just tell Siri to do that. And then at the end, with a click of a button, I can put them into all my notes, which is my centralized to-do list. So this is a really cool hack to how to be productive, I guess. It's combining the current technology. It's my way of keeping track of all the things I need to do. The meta point is if there are certain things I do a lot on a daily basis, say on a daily basis, I have like 10 thoughts. And if each thought requires me a 10 seconds to take out my phone, open it, and so on. And, like I'm walking, I could be stumbling and so on. And it disrupts my mental process. Then that is one of those things that's worth optimizing. But, I'm blessed, I guess, with that I know a combination of technology and how to code a little bit and kind of have the desire to optimize. But let me know if you have a different way of tracking your thoughts that kind of combine creative thoughts, writing it down while, doing something. Such as walking or exercising or running. So let me know what your thoughts. If you want to have the script for this, just go back to the video and then watch them. If you want to contact me, I think you probably can find me somewhere online. Thanks again for watching and have a nice day. Bye-bye.